Assalamualaikum, Madam Hafizah. Today, me and my other group members will be presenting about unemployment. And the country that we choose is China. And we are from AM110GB, group number 4. Okay, now I will be introducing our team members. Okay, the first one is me, Nur SYAZA binti MAZLAN. And the second one is Nur Iman Fitri bin ZAINI. And the third one is Nur Ain Sofia bin Muhammad ZAKI. And the fourth one is Muhammad Ibn Hafiz bin SUHAIMI. And the last one is MUAZ Aiman bin Muhammad FARIZAN.
Thank you, SYAZA. Next, my name is Nur Iman Fitri bin ZAINI will present about the introduction. The background of China. China is the second largest economy in the world with a GDP of over $70 trillion. The country has experienced rapid economic growth over the past few decades, thanks in part to its large population and abundant natural resources. The geography of this ancient land has played a pivotal role in shaping its history, from the fertile plain along the Yellow River to the bustling urban center driving its modern economy. The heartland of ancient China is where it started. From the Yellow River winds its way through fertile plains. This region, often referred to as the birthplace of Chinese civilization, saw the emergence of early settlement and the development of agriculture. In the 19th century, China faced challenge as foreign power sought access to its market, impacting its economic landscape. However, the turning point came in the latter half of 20th century when Deng Xiaoping initiated economic reform. The coastal region, blessed with favorable geography, became the engines of China's economic growth. Today, China's economic prowess is evident in its bustling cities and thriving industry. Cities like Shanghai, Beijing, and Shenzhen have become global economic hubs, driving innovation, trade, and technological advancement. And lastly, the Belt and Road Initiative. The Belt and Road Initiative, a modern-day economic strategy, highlight China's commitment to infrastructure development and international trade. The BRI is an ambitious plan to develop two new trade routes connecting China with the rest of the world. It is an effort to develop an expanded, interdependent market for China, grow China's economic and political power, and create the right condition for China to build a high-technology economy. This ambitious initiative aims to connect China with the country across Asia, Europe, and Africa, creating a network of economic cooperation and mutual benefit. That's all for introduction. Thank you. Next, I will pass the slide to SYAZA.
Okay, now I will be presenting about unemployment. What is unemployment? The word unemployment describes those who are actively looking for work and are employable but are having difficulty finding it. People in the workforce who are employed but do not have the suitable employment are included in this group. Unemployment is one of the key indicators of the nation's economic health. It is typically calculated by dividing the number of jobless or unemployed person by the total number of workers. Okay, next I will proceed to concept of unemployment. They have a total population age 15 and over. They have two types, which is the first one is economically active and economically inactive. As for the economically active, labor is within the age group of 15 to 64 years, excluding housewives, full-time students, and people who are sick. And the under economically active have employed and unemployed. For the employed one, we have employees and self-employed workers. And for the unemployed one, we have the new entrants, re-entrants, lost last job, quit last job, and laid off. And for the economically inactive, we have a person who not in labor force, who are including housewives, full-time students, retirees, persons with disabilities, and discouraged workers. Okay, this is the rate of unemployment. China suspends reporting youth unemployment data. Urban unemployment rate of China aged 60 to 24 and 25 until 59 in China. As we can see from the graph, which is age 60 to 24, the percentage is 21.3%, and for the age of 25 until 59, the percentage is 4.1%. Okay, next is the rate of unemployment. From the graph is China unemployment rate for those who are aged 16 to 24 years old. Aged 16 to 24, data was reported at 21.3% in June 2023. It increased from the previous number of 20.8% for May 2023. It averaging 30.7% from January 2018 to June 2023, with 66 observations. All-time high of 21.3% in June 2023 and record low 9.6% in May 2018. It showed an increasing percentage of unemployment rate from the age 60 to 24 years old. Next is rate of unemployment. China unemployment rate for people who are aged 25 to 59 years old. Aged 25 to 59 years old, data was reported at 4.1% in June 2023, constant from the previous number of 4.1% for May 2023. Averaging is 4.6% from November 2017 to June 2023, with 64 observations. All-time high of 5.6% in February 2020 and a record low in 4.1% in June 2023.
My name is Sophia binti ZAKI, and I will present about the issue of unemployment in China, which are based on the previous slide. It show about the rate of unemployment in China. So if I will talk about the statistical of unemployment in China. In 2020, the unemployment rate in China are increased to 5%, which we know that 2020 all people around the world, including China, are facing the same crisis, which is COVID-19, and it gives a bad impact to people and the citizens, which they cannot go for a work and they cannot do their daily life. And because of that, China unemployment rate on 2022 increased from 4.85%, which are their increase of 5 or 0.34 percentage from 2021, and from 2021 the unemployment rate is 4.55% and declined from 0.5% from 2020, while in 2020 the crisis made it increase from 0.44%, and the percentage is 5%. And in 2020, China unemployment rate are 5% in October and remain unchanged from September. And because of that, 20 million of young people have been unemployment. And not only that, from Zhu said from the China media, judging from the current employment situation, the single indicator of urban unemployment rate is likely to have underestimated the unemployment pressure we face. And because of that, the young unemployment rate in China is reached the highest level in year, which in March it increased from 15.3%, and a new record of percent is 18.2% in April, and over a new few months it's reaching the highest level of 19.9% in July. Because of that, it gives impact to the China economic system. And for example, we can take a Xiaomi company, which after the COVID-19 crisis, the China using their zero COVID policy, and it affect a Xiaomi company, which the Xiaomi company need to cut about 1,900 people, while most of the full-time workers are 35,000 full-time employees. Move to causes of unemployment. So when it have an impact, so it must have a causes too. So what is the causes? First of all, the causes of unemployment are young people or young generation are less working experience, which are the company or organization cannot find it difficult to take them as a worker. They say that company or the organization cannot take a risk to take the new inexperienced worker, because it will consume time to train them. Also, it will spend more money to train them. For example, the basic of making paperwork, if the new worker or young people cannot do, it will the company will spend more money to train them. Also, for that, it will impact of that, it will consume time to train, and their objective or organization cannot achieve. As a result, from our economists, right, we might see your unemployment to train, your employment continue its upward of graduate in education months. So some of the graduate students are less working experience, but it have a demand it have a high demand for them to apply the work. And move to another point, which are why China unemployment rate has steadily dropped from last year of pandemic, because for graduate students are shortage and have unskilled of manufacturing workers. And because of that, see from the shade brochure, which is our chief economists for Asia Pacific and S&P Global Rating, say the export and investment, including in heavy industry and real estate, are driving the rebound, but this demand does not create the type of job suited for the many of graduates. So on that, shortage of manufacturing worker is one of the causes unemployment in the country. China is a lack of manufacturing because they cannot find exact what factor they need. And say that Fu Lingqiu, the phenomenon of a fresh graduate struggling to find jobs, and company having difficulty to recruit workers exists at the same point. For example, company cannot produce the product due date that have been given because there are lack of manufacturing, especially in human labor, which are the employee are unskilled. Also, they don't train them well. From the task given on top of that, the lack of manufacturing are the biggest causes of the China. Because of that, they cannot produce a product to a consumer around the world. As we know, the China is the biggest produce of the product and export it around the world. So,
effect of unemployment. Employment has both positive and negative effect on the country. However, the negative effect surpassed the positive effect in China. It was shown by the economic statistics of China for the last 3 years, especially when the pandemic COVID-19 was in the world. First, economic slowdown. The economic statistics of China will drop because many factories can produce goods based on demand they get. Lack of skilled workers in the labor make the productivity slow and can reach the minimum of production. Wastage of resources. This is because hiring an experienced worker in the organization. As unexperienced workers must have inadequate training and need to be trained first. It will cause a weak produce of good because many of them can do the scope of the job. So the organization needs to expand their resources to train the worker. It may cause wastage and make the financials unstable. The third is low living standard. Many people in China are jobless and living in poverty. This makes the standard of living very low and make the economic disruption. This is because low tax revenue. The China government can put a high tax on the product or service because many of their people are unemployed.
Measures to control unemployment. So what is fiscal policy? Fiscal policy refers to the initiative and tax laws that the government implements to direct economic activity. Governments commonly combine monetary and fiscal policies to accomplish the following objective of economic policy: to complete employment, make a rapid expansion of the economy, stable the prices and wages. So how does this work? So fiscal policy works by government taxation and spending are the primary tools used to conduct fiscal policy. For example, if the government lowers the taxes, it can lead to an increase in consumer spending and business investment. These factors can stimulate the economy. Government spending on public works also help boost economic growth. So the advantage and disadvantage of using fiscal policy. So the advantage is it is provide investment policies. Business and investors identify an opportunity when there is an expansionary policy, since the government allows more money to flow into the economy. It is a benefit for them as the government has lowered the taxes. It will make more easier for them to explore new opportunities where they can expect to grow and thrive. Second is make changes in taxation. This means the government will change the taxation rates from time to time, reducing inflation. Business will be more advanced when the taxes has been lowered and a huge money is unavailable. So this advantage is slow economic activities. When the contractionary policy is implemented, it will slow down inflation and growth of businesses and taxes are raised. Second is increase in unemployment rates. When taxes are raised and the money supply is reduced, industries and businesses will save their money expenses by fire some employees. This is done to reduce the cost of production in that period and maximize profits. This will increase the rate of unemployment in a nation. So in the China case, taxation and government expenditure is likely to be more important as it can help China build back better after the pandemic. Fiscal rule will be the best for China as it will guide for post-pandemic budget reduction. For example, fiscal spending on social safety nets may reduce risk and uncertainty facing households and thus encourage them to save less and spend more. Second, fiscal policy can influence economic growth through both macroeconomics and microeconomic channel. At the macroeconomic level, when the government spend more than its income, the inevitable outcome create uncertainty among companies and prevent private investment. At the microeconomic level, both taxes and spending can influence the behavior of firms in ways that can promote growth. For example, well-targeted tax incentives and can promote greater investment by companies and foster higher productivity through research and development.
For conclusion, China's journey in managing unemployment reflects the dynamic nature of its evolving economy. The transition from a manufacturing-driven to a service-oriented economy, coupled with global economic force and technological advancement, shapes the employment landscape. The China government proactive policy, including stimulus measure and target intervention, demonstrate a commitment to addressing the challenge posed by economic transformation. However, sustaining and creating employment opportunities in the face of this change require ongoing efforts, adaptability, and focus on equipping the workforce with the skills needed for emerging industry. To provide an accurate and up-to-date assessment, one must refer to the latest data and report from authoritative source tracking China's economic indicators. Thank you, that's all from us.